If you enjoy my art and want to support my content, why not become a patron? There are 5 brand new tiers for 2024, with lots of cool member access as well as major discounts for all of my Etsy shop decals, blueprints, and SVG digital files. Your support will help me cover part of my art supply costs and will allow me to continue making diorama tutorials like this one. I want to give a huge thank you to my VIP patrons, Rob Brindle and Chris Jones, for sponsoring this video. Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Are you sitting down? It's actually happening. I know it's been way overdue, almost 5 months since the last one, which is embarrassing. But the reason why is I was very busy working on the next scene, which is the red docking bay control room for the Death Star. And usually I create a scene and then I upload it, and then I create another scene and I upload it, which makes short bursts for you to watch. However, in the construction of this, there's so many little items or little accessories sections, if you want to call it that way, that I wanted you to be able to see all of the builds at the same time, so that if you chose to build this diorama, you wouldn't have to wait a month or 6 weeks for the next piece of the tutorial, if that makes any sense. So what I was doing is I was redesigning the maquette version into full size for the 3.75 figures. Now let me show you all of the pieces and how it all fits together. Now this is what the room looks like from above. Now all the separate pieces will include the basic door. Here you have the power unit. You have the closet that will include a closed door option over here. We have the window bay that the Imperial officer looks down and sees the stormtrooper with the defective audio, which is really our heroes pretending to be stormtroopers. We have the red consoles with the chair that will be built so that Han Solo can recline just like in the movie. And last but not least, we're going to have some crates and barrels over here. So now you can see the main reason that I took so long since my last video. I was busy building all of these prototypes for the red control room so that you'd be able to build them all at the same time. Now, let's go into them more in detail. My name is Frank Diorio. I had to think for a while for that one. You're watching DioramaWorkshop.com. Okay, so the power unit will be the first of the accessories to be made available for you, and it's such an easy build. It's all done in paper, foamy and foam core, and it also uses a toilet paper tube, and I think a lot of you have these at home already, so you don't even have to buy any of those. So what you have to do is just construct this in order to place it in the front wall of the diorama. And what's cool about this power unit is that it's actually repurposed throughout the movie. So if you look carefully at different scenes in Star Wars A New Hope, the first one, you'll see that when it's placed upside down, this is where Luke attaches the grapple over here and swings across with Leia to escape the stormtroopers. Then, if you go earlier in the movie to the Tantive 4, where the stormtroopers stun Princess Leia when she's hiding after giving the plans to R2-D2, it's actually on its side, and she's hiding behind here like that. I bet you didn't know that one. Trivia for the day.
What was that? That's nothing. Outgassing, don't worry about it.
You'll also need one of these basic doors, which is already available because it was designed last year for the basic hallways. So you can actually download and start building this right away while I'm editing the other videos if you want. And you also have the option to leave the door Not halfway, halfway would be there. So 3/4 of the way open, just enough so that the stormtrooper will hit his head just like in the Star Wars blooper. Now that was a funny one. You must have known about that, right? No, this is not the next VR reality headset. It's actually the the windows that look into the docking bay where the Imperial officer is standing here and then the stormtrooper is going like, I can't hear you. So this is actually a simple build because it's basically two pieces side by side that are identical that form the completed wall that you see over here. Now, this will be available as a separate accessory as well, and the link for this will be made in the Red Room Control final diorama tutorial. If you want, I designed it with the rear over here so that you don't have the exposed foam core, and it'll give you something nicer to have the walls of the docking bay over here look into this way, where you could see the little figure looking into it just like in the movie. When you examine the movie frame by frame, you start noticing all kinds of little set details that they do, like these little accessories for the barrels and crates. So this will be multiple skin variants so that it won't look just like copy paste, but it'll look exactly like you see in the film. So you'll be able to not only use them for the Red Room, but you'll be able to place them anywhere else in the Death Star that you wish, including hallways or the Death Star docking bay. Now, this accessory is the accessory that is the reason that I have the 5 months in between, because it took me the longest time. I had, I think, 6 or 7 variations of it to try to simplify it more and more to make it easier for you guys to build. And I'm talking about the closet. So this is where C-3PO and R2-D2 are hiding. So not only, here I'll show you from the top over here, so it's exactly the size and the shape as in the blueprint, but not only is it all detailed like in the movie, but you'll also have an accessory over here build that you can place inside to give the illusion that the door is closed when the stormtroopers arrive. So you can display it either closed or open. You'll have the choice to do that. And this will be a really fun build. A little more complicated, but it really looks nice with your figures. Another new accessory build for the Red Room is the control room chairs. Now, these are made of cardboard and foamy and hair curler pins for the base wheels over here. Now, this is the prototype. That's why it's all yellow and different colors. But once it's all painted black and silver for the feet over here, I think it's going to look really sweet. Now, of course, 3D printing, that's where it works really, really well for this kind of scale, little tiny details like this. But we don't have a 3D printer, and so do many of you. So that's why I still create like we would do for the diorama workshops when we did it at the Star Wars conventions, which is using everyday Dollarama or dollar store items like cardboard, foamy, foam core, etc. So this, once painted, I think is going to look really sweet, and it's going to really complete the room. Last but not least, the red console panels that you see over here. These I had made the first variations in 2005 for the Star Wars Celebration 3 Diorama Builders Workshop, which was the Death Star. However, back then when I was looking at the movie stills and everything, I had counted 7 panels. So everyone was building 7 panels. However, in the meantime, since the convention, one of my good friends and one of the best diorama makers out there, you should check his cantina, Agatha Vincent, sent me an email or a text message, and he said, you know, there's 8 consoles, not 7. And I said, ooh. So I went to look, and obviously this console here, in the way that the camera is placed, because it was full side, the second panel over here, where's my finger? The second panel over here looked like it was the first panel. So I had counted 7 when in fact there were 8. So what that means is that I had to redo this whole thing. And now because there's 8, That means that the half circle that we see here, the pieces are shorter, which meant that I had to recalculate the math of each panel width and all that to make it fit into the size that it's supposed to. And I had to redo all of my decals and everything. And the good thing for that was that it allowed me to make it even more movie accurate. So if you look over here, all the lights, all the buttons, everything is all placed exactly like in the movie set, which was not the case for Celebration. So all of the blueprints and the decals are done, as well as the filming of the tutorials. All I'm doing now is the editing phase, which means that the videos will be coming out faster than normal, or I should say, as soon as I finish the edit, I'll be uploading the next accessory until we reach the tutorial for the red section, in which I will be putting the links to all of the videos that you need to build that room in the link description. Also, if you've been putting off becoming a patron for my dioramaworkshop.com, this could be the perfect timing, because I will be giving for the red room special discounts in which, depending on the tier that you select, you can obtain up to 1, 2, or 3 free decal and blueprint kits in order to build the accessory of your choice. If you become a VIP, you can get free of the entire room and the entire kit. Thanks again for your patience. I know that it takes a longer time than you expect to see videos sometimes. You know, when I'm busy designing, I can't do the other sections or the other steps in order to make the scenes, which is the building the prototypes, filming, editing, and then finally uploading it. So when I'm doing one, I can't do the other. That was the advantage of doing the Star Wars Celebration diorama booths, because we had hundreds of you guys coming to help, and we were able to build these huge 80-foot dioramas in 2-3 days. Oh, the joy that that was. I wish I had that much help sometimes doing the things at home. But alas, I am just a one person at the moment. So anyhow, I know that's not the best of excuse, but thank you again for watching. If you haven't already, please like. It supposedly boosts the algorithms for the YouTube and helps the channel grow even more. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And I think that's it. I'm going back to editing, and we'll be posting the first video in a couple of days. So Frank Diorio, dioramaworkshop.com. Ciao for now. Bye. Thanks for watching Diorama Workshop. If you want to see the entire list of currently available diorama build blueprints, decals, and tutorials, visit my website's Speed Index menu page. If you want to interact with me, you can find and follow me on these social media platforms. If you have a question about this video or any past Star Wars Celebration diorama booth builds, send me an email at dioramaworkshop.com@gmail.com. If you enjoyed this video, you now have access to the Super Thanks button, which allows you to send a one-time donation that helps support Diorama Workshop, future builds, and tutorials. If you want to encourage my website and channel long-term, you can now become a patron. Your support will help purchasing more materials for future builds and tutorials. Visit Patreon Diorama Workshop for more information. If you are interested in Diorama Workshop collectibles, you can now purchase all kinds of cool merch in the Diorama Workshop Spread Shop store. If you want to build your own dioramas at home, make sure to visit the Diorio Dioramas Etsy shop, where you can purchase and download all of the decals and blueprints, Cricut, SVGs, and digital artwork at reasonable prices. And if you're a Patreon member, you'll receive some really cool discounts on all of the items on sale. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends and social media groups to check it out. You can see more about this build and 2 decades of Star Wars Celebration construction. Simply click on the link to warp to dioramaworkshop.com, the official Star Wars Celebration diorama builders booth website.